Hello everyone, how you doing today? And what we're doing today, we've got a Xbox 360 Trinity board with us today from one of my previous projects. I didn't post a video on it, which I should have probably, but we've taken it apart. We're more than likely going to mod this fan and put some LEDs around it so that it glows when the console starts up. We've got some white LEDs here that we bought from no place other than Temu, and apparently we bought 12 volts, but it came in a 5-volt packaging. So I'm not quite sure what we've got here. It could be 12, it could be 5, but I guess we'll find out once we wire it up. But firstly, what we're going to start with, we're going to clean this fan because as you can see it is very dusty, and once it's clean we're going to file down these sides here just so obviously the LEDs can sit properly. I was thinking maybe to put the LEDs on the inside of the fan, but let's just clean this and we'll decide from there. Okay, so that looks good enough. This is a mod for my Xbox 360, so I ain't too bothered about if there's still a little bit of dust left on it. We definitely will clean where we're going to put the LED strips properly. I'm not sure about clearance space when it comes to LED strips on the inside. I think we'll see if this LED strip fits in here without causing any restrictions to the fan. Okay, so it looks like we can possibly put the LEDs on the inside of the fan. So instead of going around the outside of the fan and filing down these notches, although we can put LEDs on the inside and outside, I just want one set of LEDs. So I'm thinking that we're going to put the LEDs on the inside of the fan and we're going to wire it from the inside to the out and connect it to probably a capacitor, and we'll go from there. If we measure, right, how we're going to do this, we're going to measure this point here, we're going to wrap it round, and we'll say we need just here, we need just this much. It doesn't matter if we have too much, we can trim it down, but we're going to take this part here and we're going to snip it right here where it says we can cut it on the copper pads, and we're just gonna do that right there, and we'll mount the rest of the LEDs to the side. What we're gonna do is we're gonna stick it round the inside of the fan here. Okay, so this ain't gonna work on the inside. This is what I'm talking about, guys, trial and error. So we're just going to peel this off here, and what we're going to do is we're going to run it on the outside instead, because it's clearly not going to work on the inside. As you guys can see, same way as the fan connector, we've got our two wires. Our red is our positive and our black is our negative. If you don't know which one's your positive or negative, if you look here, sorry guys, my camera ain't that great at focusing, but on the top here is a positive sign, on the bottom here is a negative sign, and also next to it we've got a 12-volt sign, so we're a bit silly there. So we actually know these are 12-volt LEDs. They just came in a 5-volt bag, which is quite annoying, because if you're going to buy something, you're expecting it to be labeled as what it is. From the tutorial I've watched, what you need to do, right, is you take these positive and negative wires and you connect it to one of these small capacitors here. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in for this part, because I don't think you guys are actually going to be able to see this fully. And what we need to do is connect this positive and negative wires to one of these 12-volt capacitors. There are multiple 12-volt capacitors, and the person I was watching on YouTube for the tutorial, one sec, I'll grab his name. I've been watching Mad Shark Bite Sharky's Customs on YouTube, and what he's saying is you can take these 2 points here and it's way easier to connect it to one of these capacitors here that's giving off 12 volts then going from the other side of the board where the power is and connecting it through that side. So I'm just going to follow along his tutorial, and I'm probably going to record on my phone so you guys can get a better view. But also, before I forget, we have actually got these syringes for flux. They didn't come pre-filled, so we're going to fill them up ourselves real quick. Okay, so as you guys can see, we do have a little bit of flux in here. Because we ain't doing a big project or anything, we don't need a lot of flux, so we're just going to use this little bit here. Okay, hello everybody, we're back. We've actually hooked up the negative to the negative of the capacitor, positive to the positive of the capacitor. We actually took the LEDs off the fan because it was much easier, and then we can just put the strip back on it afterwards. Sorry if the footage was shaky. I do have shaky hands, and I also have quite big hands as well, so it does make it a bit harder to work with smaller items. But what we're going to do now is we're actually going to plug it in and see if it turns on. Hopefully, if we've done it right, this LED strip will light up white. If we've done it wrong, we're gonna have to do something about that. Okay guys, so after a small panic attack and a bit of error on my part, thinking that the SIG button was the power button to turn on the console, we can actually now test out the console. Okay, there we go. Now, as you guys can see, Jesus, them LEDs are bright. As you guys can see, the LEDs are working. We did hook it up to the capacitor like I'm going to show in the video that I recorded on my phone. We actually have the LEDs working now, which is good. I was panicking. I did have a little panic attack. Following the tutorial I'm watching, I'm going to actually hot glue this, put some hot glue over this capacitor, because he was saying that what happens is, because the console and the wires may move around, that the wires may come loose or break away from this solder joint here. So for now, what we're going to do is we're just going to hot glue this here. Okay guys, so I actually forgot to take a video of me hot gluing this part. I did actually try record it on my phone and I forgot to press the record button. So we're going to actually unplug this fan here. We're going to file down the sides like you were saying we was going to do earlier, just so these LEDs can sit a bit better around it. Okay, so now we've actually hot glued the LEDs to the side of the fan. As you can see, they are quite bright, which is going to be cool in a dark room. We have hot glued the wire so it don't break loose or anything. And if you're wondering why the fan ain't spinning, that's because we haven't plugged it in. But I think that's going to be it for today, guys. I do have a couple things I actually want to do to this. I want to RGH free this board so it's permanently jailbreaked, and I also want to mod the shell and put LEDs around the inner metal of the Xbox 360 so that lights up as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.